Why should you be chosen by a student as a teacher?
Green Forest School is a public bilingual school since 1 year, but due to it has not reached the student number expected. We want to show you the two types of education that are available at the school. In order to explain that, we count with the collaboration of 3 teachers of the center who will explain us their work methodology. By this way, we pretend to help parents to take the best choice they consider for their children. Bilingual education is understood like the one that allows providing at least a third part of the weekly school schedule in a foreign language, English in our case.
One of the objectives of primary education is the need to acquire in one foreign language the communicative competence necessary to express itself, to understand simple messages, and to engage in everyday situations.
Our school has 3 subjects in English: literacy, science, and art. The way of working in these areas is carried out differently from an English traditional class.
The CLIL approach insists on the need for pupils to acquire linguistic competence in 2 European languages, and that the learning of the first foreign language begins in the early years of the formal education.
Hello everybody, my name is Megan and I work as a teacher at the public school Green Forest since 25 years. I studied primary education at the Teaching Training College in Gutiérrez. I think education is based on respect and discipline. This year I'm teaching 5th grade, precisely Group A. Relative to my theoretical classes, when I enter to the class, everybody have to sit down with all the necessary material on the desk and ready to listen to my master classes explanations. Our routine is to follow the textbook. I prefer them to do exercise at home because in the classroom we don't have enough time to complete them. They must always do all the activities related to the explanation of the day. For me, the most important subjects are the ones that encourage the development of the language because all the pupils need to know how to express themselves properly. In order to evaluate my students, I use a final exam where they should reflect their knowledge. I also take into account their homework corrections. Otherwise, I tend not to treat the students' personal problems during teaching hours because I believe they could be better solved during the break or out of the school. Finally, I'd just like to say that pupils must choose me as their teacher because this is the best method to learn contents and to form worker people in a future.
Good morning, my name is Emma and I teach at Green Forest School. I have been working here for 10 years. I have always wanted to be a teacher. For me, the most important part of the teaching practice is to get the best way for children to learn. This year, I teach 5th graders, especially Group B. In my theoretical classes, I like to use books alongside PowerPoint presentations on the digital board and other digital resources. My aim is for my classes to be participative where each student has a place. I like the children having to work at home a lot. Therefore, I only require that they just have to finish any uncompleted activities from the lesson. In order to evaluate my students, they do a final questionnaire at the end of each unit to identify which contents must be reinforced. Every day we talk for a few minutes about how they feel. If someone wants to share with the rest, he or she can do it freely. In my opinion, I should be chosen as a teacher because I provide my students with a fun, productive, and engaging learning environment in order to maximize their abilities.
Hello, I'm Hannah, and I work in Green Forest School, teaching the bilingual section to 5th graders, in particular Group C. At the end of my degree, I decided to keep studying a master specialized in bilingualism because I believe that the most important thing of being a bilingual teacher is knowing the matter and how to teach it. In my class, we don't employ textbook. Every single child is due to make his or her own lab book, so that they have a complete understanding about what they are learning. We also support my lesson with digital resources because kids love to learn by playing games. I consider manipulative material to explain the topics very important, as well as flashcards or different materials. At the beginning of the day, we take 10 minutes to work on routines, like dates, weather, emotions, seasons, and celebrations. We carry out several activities in class, such as role plays to learn concepts, videos, experiments, just like interactive corner where children can increase their knowledge. I don't agree with homework, like doing exercises to correct them in class, but I really find necessary for students to read at home and to play games in English to keep in touch with the language. I discovered a web page called Kahoot, which has been very useful to evaluate children during the term. Furthermore, I believe it's so important the diary observation of aptitudes and abilities. Finally, I used to make a test that includes oral and write competencies, without a number mark. To make this project work, I need parents' collaboration. They should motivate their children at home to have a continued work regime in order to get a good progress in this second language. It isn't enough to study English for only a few hours at school. One of the most important aspects for me is the relationship with my students. I want to be seen as a guide, not an adversary. In my opinion, I should be chosen as a teacher because we live in a globalized world, where children have to be ready to face the labor market through different languages, especially English.
This project has helped us to realize our ideas about what makes a good teacher, mainly a good bilingual teacher. We, as future guides, would like to have all the qualities that Hannah and Emma have, because they are the key to provide children with a good educational process and to enjoy it. The most important qualities for us are
to care about students' feelings, to work more in class than at home because children need to have enough time to play and to be children. to use ICTs in class to motivate our students, to be in contact with the families so to solve any problem related with the kids, to have the necessary pedagogical skill for students to learn, because we should know English language but above all how to teach.
From our point of view, traditional education have had its chance. Now it's time to break away from the past and let things be more suitable to new generations. Moreover, we expect to perform innovative resources with the purpose of bringing the education another approach and to make it work once and for all. We hope you enjoyed our video. See you soon!